I hope y'all can hear me okay. Here we go. Hello, y'all. Hello, hello, hello. I hope all is well. Happy Monday, happy Monday. I am excited for today's overview. Hopefully on YouTube y'all can hear me okay. I'm doing switching devices around because yesterday was chaos. I mean, last week was chaos with Instagram. So hopefully this works this week. Let me get my, hopefully my speaker's okay, y'all. I really do. But I hope all is well. Again, happy Monday. Hey, Dr. Quinn, how are you? We should be good as far as, yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. Y'all on YouTube, let me know if y'all can't hear me. But I think we're good this week. Last week was chaotic, okay, when it came to the devices. So I swapped devices. Hopefully, with the swap, that there is no issues. Yes, no glitches today. No glitches today. I really, truly do hope so. But I'm excited about today's topic. We voted on it last week. It was on navigating moody days. So I hope that this is helpful. I have a few notes here, so you'll see me looking back and forth from my screen to my laptop. But I hope that this brings and sheds some light. And if you're having a moody day today, I hope this is helpful, especially for today. Hey, Hero, welcome in, welcome in. So yes, I hope this is helpful. I'm going to talk through 5 different steps to take when you are having a moody day. We have 5 affirmations today afterwards that you can take along with you. If this is your first time, my name is Debbie. I'm a certified mindfulness coach. Our channel is all things mental health. We talk about different mental health topics weekly on Mondays, and I also post new meditations weekly. So make sure to check them out if this is your first time. And I hope that, hi Solomon, welcome in. I hope today is helpful. Again, I just hope and wish that today is helpful. And I hope that these insights give me or give you guys some type of insight to how to navigate moody days. And I'm good, Solomon. Thank you. How are you? Where is everybody watching from? Let me know in the comments. And please let me know in the comments how you are, because I genuinely care how you're doing today, especially since for the topic. Especially for the topic. Good. I'm glad to hear you're doing okay, Solomon. And this is interactive. Please talk back to me if you have questions, if you want me to repeat something, if you need me to expound on something, please let me know. Like I said, very interactive. I'm here to answer questions. If it's specific to mindfulness and you want, something that may be a little bit off topic, let me know towards the end, and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. But today's topic, moody days. How do we navigate moody days? Hello, Paul. Welcome in. Welcome in. How do we navigate moody days, right? So when we're thinking about our moods, just understand typically a moody days happen because we have neglected something within ourselves, right? So something within us needs attention. Something within us has a necessity that we haven't been able to fulfill, right? So when thinking about our moods and how they shift and all of that, just understand that it's an indicator of something, okay? Also understand that being moody or having mood shifts is a common human experience. So don't beat yourself up about it, right? There are going to be times where your moods are shifting and you may not necessarily have to do anything about it, but notice it. But really what I want to talk about tonight is outside of those natural mood shifts, right? Because when you think about having to do something about your mood, you want to also think about functionality, right? Because again, we do understand that our moods are going to shift throughout the day. So that's going to be a common human experience. But when it comes to, am I able to function? That's the real question, and that's the real concern. So when we're talking about these steps, this is after you've already asked the question of, can I function right now? If you can still function and you just have like mood shifts throughout the day, that's one thing. But if you have come to a point where you can't even get through your day or your functionality is like limited, this is where you want to start going through the process. Now, again, you don't want to wait to the last minute, okay? But there is some understanding of moods are going to shift, and that's not abnormal for your moods to shift, okay? I hope that makes sense. Okay, so when you have that meter of when my mood is shifting and my functionality is low, in addition to the fact that my mood is shifting, what can I do? What steps can I take, right? The first thing that you want to do is name your mood, right? Give it some language. Get an understanding of what exactly you're feeling, okay? So name your mood. Are you frustrated? Are you confused? Are you irritable, right? I want to kind of go through these emotions and these things because sometimes we don't even know what to say or what to do or how to even name it. And a lot of times we may name it as anger, but anger, a lot of times, is a mask for other things. I know we talked about masks last week and embracing authenticity. We don't want to get to the point where we're masking it with an emotion. We want to get down to the bottom of it. What are we feeling, right? So are we feeling frustrated? Is it confusion? Is it irritability? Are we tired? Are we exhausted? Are we fearful? Are we anxious? Are we nervous? Are we overwhelmed? Are we overstimulated? Are we experiencing grief or loneliness or sadness? Do we feel disconnected? Oh, of course, blood pressure too. I'm gonna get there. Disconnected, embarrassed, disappointed, guilty, shame, hopelessness, resentful. Are we insecure? Do we have insecurities? And that's why we're feeling disconnected or we're feeling moody, right? So taking the time to really name what you're feeling will give you some insight as to what to do next. Because sometimes, like I said, we mask it with I'm just mad or we mask it with I'm just angry. But that may not be the real reason. And then we try to solve the anger, but because that's not the core issue or the core problem, we build frustration because us trying to solve that anger isn't working, right? So point number one, name what it is and be very specific. Give it language, okay? Can you describe it, right? Describe it, give it a description, okay? Now, it's okay that the answer is, I don't know. That may very well be the answer. And that's perfectly okay because sometimes we have mood shifts that are unexplainable. Like I said, mood shifting is a common human experience, whether it be, something is actually happening or just within the environment that we're in. And then when we get out of that environment later in that day, we're in a better mood. So it just kind of depends, right? So if the answer is, I don't know, that's okay. That's fine. All right. So we named the mood. We gave it a language. Even if we didn't give it a name, we notice and are aware that it's there, right? At least that we have that much. All right. Now, if you can name it, please do. But if you can't, at least we have the awareness that it's there. Point number two, ask yourself why, right? Be curious about your mood. Why do I feel this way? Where is this feeling coming from, right? Is it internal? Is it environmental? Is it circumstantial? Why do I feel this way? Okay? Again, it's okay if the answer is, I don't know. Because that may be very well the answer. Like, I feel this way, I don't know what I'm feeling. I feel this way and I don't know why. That could be very much the answer. So don't be afraid of it, of the I don't know, okay? But if you do know, if you can pinpoint what's happening, ask yourself why you're feeling that way, and pinpoint whether it's internal, environmental, or circumstantial. That's point number 2. Point number 3, where is this showing up for me right now, right? Is it showing up in my body or is it mental? Okay. So if you want to pinpoint that, you start with your body first and then you go to your mental. So body and then brain. All right. So first, in my body, where is this showing up for me? Do I have I eaten? Have I hydrated myself? Is there any physical tension that I'm feeling in my body? Is there any biological shifts? Do I gotta go to the bathroom? Is it hormonal? Do I have a physical ailment? Someone mentioned blood pressure earlier. Your sugar's low. Like all of those things, think about your body first. Am I well rested? Is a big one, because a lot of times we find ourselves really irritable or moody because we didn't sleep well, right? If we struggle with insomnia or just didn't have a good night as far as like sleeping. So being rested is a huge thing. And also not thinking about did I eat, but what did I eat? Because a lot of times it may not be that, oh, I neglected myself and I didn't eat anything. It could be I ate something and now it's shifted me internally to the point where now my mood has changed. Caffeine is a huge part of it, right? Maybe you drink too much caffeine, right? And now you're super irritable or you're maybe jumpy or overstimulated because of the fact that you taken in too much caffeine. Or if you had gone several days drinking a lot of caffeine and then you have a day with no caffeine, your body actually will do withdrawals when it comes to caffeine. And one of those big things that it does is irritability. Right. So have I gone through a couple of days where I was caffeine, and then I decided to take a break. And now, now that I took a break, now my body's trying to adjust to no caffeine. So really thinking about like what you ate, but then also what you didn't eat, and thinking through that, is that impacting my physical body? If I had a lot of sugar, if I ate a lot of meat today or whatever, if I had a lot of dairy, there's so many different things that could go into it. And it's not always mental. It can sometimes be physical, right? We have hormonal imbalances for women. We have menstrual cycles, and we have, all of these different perimenopause and menopause or postpartum stuff. There's so many different things that could physically be happening as to why our moods are shifting the way that they are shifting. Even if you are someone that works out like a lot, and you have a couple of days where you don't work out. I feel it in myself sometimes. If I have several days where I don't work out after I worked out for a good solid couple of weeks, I start to feel irritable because my body needs to do a release of some sort. So maybe it's just I just need to go to the gym and work this thing out, and then afterwards I'll feel better. So think about the physical, right? Because it's not always mental. All right. So body first, then mental. If you go through the physical and the body first and you're like, oh, I don't think it has anything associated with that, then we can go to the mental. It could be both. It could be something physical and it could be mental, but we'll go for physical first, then mental. Now, mental, what are you saying to yourself? What is your mindset? Okay. What are your shifts based on, or your mood shift based on how you're speaking to yourself? Is it how you're thinking about yourself? Okay. Are your thoughts motivating or are they discouraging? Okay. Really thinking about how you're speaking to yourself and whether you're motivating or having motivating thoughts versus discouraging thoughts. That can also be a big factor. Absolutely, your environment And when it comes to environment, that could also impact your thoughts, right? What you're thinking about yourself. Are you comparing yourself to others that are around you, right? There's so many different things that could happen within that, okay? So how are you speaking to yourself? What are the thoughts that you're having? Distinguishing your thoughts as far as facts versus feelings, okay? Both facts and feelings can be valid, but feelings and emotions can lie to us, okay? And we can't take validity as, when it comes to our emotions, we can't take the validity of our emotions as being truth, okay? We may have facts, we may have things that are actual facts that we can tangibly see or tangibly know, but our feelings and our emotions can lie to us. And just because we have a thought, just because we have a feeling, it doesn't mean that it equates to fact. Okay? So being able to distinguish between your facts and your feelings is important as far as like your mental state. And then also, some may have difficulty with the racing mind, right? You have your facts and your feelings coming in back and forth and going on this rotation in our mind, and we're trying to navigate all of that. And because we can't necessarily turn that racing mind off, it shifts the mood. Okay? And sometimes centering our mind, centering our mental can help with the mood aspect of it. Okay? Another thing with environment is if you're in the house all the time, if you're not getting fresh air, if you're not working out, if you're not going out to at least do a walk, it's nice outside, y'all. We in a good space right now, well, depending where you are. But I'm in Chicago, so we get happy when we get a little nice outside. So when it's nice outside, maybe it's a shifting in your environment. I work remote, so I'm always at my computer. I'm always at my laptop. And sometimes my mood needs to, when my mood needs to shift, just going to take a good 10-minute, 20-minute walk shifts everything. Okay? Sometimes it's technology fatigue. Okay? Absolutely. When it's technology fatigue sometimes, or if you're using, one aspect of your body, overstimulated, and you need to use another aspect of your body. Like if you work with your brain all day and all you're doing is making decisions, there's decision fatigue, if that's something that you have to do on a consistent basis, or you're always typing, or you're always writing, or whatever. Doing something physical can shift yourself to another part of the brain to where it can equal or regulate your mood. And then the other aspect of it, if you're always doing something physical with your body, if you have a physical blue collar job, doing something like creative, having a creative mind, or doing something where you're learning something new, or you're, doing something different, can help shift your mood. Okay? So there's so many, I could go on and on and on, right? Of all of the things that it could be. But being very curious about those things is essential to understanding your mood shifts. And then as you start to, we'll talk about this a little bit later, but it's good to journal your moods. Like if you have like really extreme mood shifts, journaling them, because you may start to see a pattern, right? And as you see a pattern of like, okay, in the mornings I'm moody, like I'm really bad every morning. Okay, so then what can you do in the mornings to help regulate that? Or right before bed, I'm super moody or aggravated. Or when I'm in this environment, I'm super moody or aggravated. What can I do? So then once you have and see the pattern, right, you can then make proactive adjustments to where, okay, now I know in the mornings I'm super moody, like I have all of these things that's happening in the morning. What can I do to mitigate that, right? A lot of times moodiness in the mornings is because we're rushing in the morning. A lot of times that's what it's attached to. And especially if you are in a space where, okay, I'm working this job, I may not like the job, or if I have a lot of, things to do in the morning and I'm trying to get it all done at one time before I get to work. So thinking of ways to regulate that. Is it waking up 15 minutes earlier so that way you can put some music on and really just try to decompress and give yourself 10 minutes of just space before you start your day? Like, there's so many different things and adjustments that you can make. So if you really find yourself moody and having shifts all the time, I always recommend to journal it. Where are you the moodiest? When are you the moodiest? What are you doing? Where are you? Just kind of putting that all on paper so that way you can see the patterns. Okay, I know I kind of over talked that, but I felt like it was needed. So let me know in the comments. I hope this is helpful, y'all. That was point number 3. Where is it showing up for you right now? Is when it comes to the mood shifts, start with your body and then your brain. And then number 4, what do you need right now? What is necessary? And do 1 to 2 gentle things to help you regulate. So just like I was saying before, I kind of jumped ahead, but if you know that you are moody in the morning, or you know that you're moody at night before you go to bed. Some people love going to sleep, and then some people hate going to sleep, right? So you may not be moody throughout the day, but by the time it's time for you to go to bed, you're moody, right? I don't want to go to sleep. I feel like I'm being unproductive. I didn't get all these things done that I needed to get done. Or your mind races at night, or you have difficulty sleeping, or all of those things, right? Because sometimes if you have difficulty sleeping, you don't want to attempt it. Now you're like, I don't even want to attempt going to sleep because I know I ain't going to be able to go to sleep anyway. Okay? So taking the time to understand why and where and what's happening, so that way you can help regulate. So, for instance, if you have a tough time going to bed because your mind races at night, anyone that has mind racing, I always recommend to start journaling, to start writing these things down, even if it's just a to-do list, because sometimes our mind will race because we have so many things that we have to do, and we're trying to make sure that we remember all of the things that we have to do. When you get it down on paper, then you don't have to worry about forgetting because it's down on paper. All right. So finding things that you can do to help regulate the time of day that you're moody and why you're moody, and getting yourself to a state of, okay, how can I be proactive about this? How can I shift my mindset about this? Okay. So what do you need in order to regulate your mood? That's the question. What is necessary? What are some gentle things that I can do to help? And it could be 1 or 2 things. A lot of times, it could just be one thing that I do that I'm like, okay, after I did this, I'm better, right? Just like I was saying earlier, sometimes it's just a walk. Sometimes it's a workout. Sometimes it's a quick prayer. Sometimes it's meditation. Sometimes, again, like it's journaling, or even it's, having a conversation, talking to a friend. Sometimes it's just going to sleep earlier, right? Sometimes I tell myself, today was a bit moody day. Today, I'm gonna go to bed like maybe an hour early, so that way I get some additional rest. Because a lot of times, again, when we go back to I don't know, a lot of times is associated with rest. We just didn't get enough sleep. Okay, so I always start with rest for me, because of the fact that I know that I'm a night owl. Like, I like to stay up and get stuff done. That's where I feel most creative. And sometimes when I do that, I give up a lot of sleep. And so when I find myself moody, I'm like, you know what? These past couple of nights, I was up doing reading, or doing some, writing some stuff or whatever. And especially with doing homework and stuff, because of the fact that I'm in school. Well, I'm on break, but when I was in school, I felt the most motivated to get schoolwork done at night. I mean, I got kids. I'm like, I get them together. They in bed. It's quiet. Now I can do this, or now I can work on this. So, so understanding who you are as a person, and what things that add to that mood shift, that is just an element of who you are, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong with you or you're broken. It just means that I operate better in this way, but sometimes that gets in the way of my rest, or sometimes that gets in the way of me eating on time, or sometimes that gets in the way of me doing this. So understanding who you are and not necessarily stopping yourself from being who you are, because I know that I'm a night owl. Me getting up early in the morning, I know that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to myself. Okay. So sometimes you gotta embrace the piece of you that is me, which is basically I do stuff at night, and embrace that, but then make adjustments so that way you're not overexhausting yourself or burning yourself out. Okay. So keep that in mind. Also, when it comes to what's necessary or what you need right now, can simply just be making space for your feelings and your emotions, making space for yourself to process what's happening. Sometimes we're moody because we're overstimulated, right? We have a lot of things going on within the US right now, a whole lot of unrest. Adding that on top of our personal lives can be difficult, right? So sometimes we're just overstimulated. So making space for your emotions, making space for your feelings, and making space for you to process those things is important. Whether it be through therapy, whether it be through journaling, whether it be through music or creativity, finding ways to incorporate that as a part of your daily life will help you in regards to regulating your mood. Give yourself something, exciting something to be excited about, right? And that's something that I typically do is I trick myself. Like, okay, all right, I know today was a tough day, but when I get home, I'm going to do this to regulate my mood. Or when while I've been in the house all day, after work, I'm gonna go ahead and take that walk. Or I'm gonna call my friend. We're gonna go and we're gonna take a walk together. Or we're gonna do this or we're gonna do that, right? So giving yourself something to look forward to help you regulate that mood is also another way. And then lastly, number 5, remove self-judgments. Okay? Judging typically doesn't bring healing. Okay? I'm going to say that again. Judging typically doesn't bring healing, whether it's to yourself or other people. Right? So when thinking about yourself and your own mood, self-judgment is not going to help. You can take accountability for things, but judging yourself does not help. Okay? So practicing self-compassion, practicing self-kindness is important. Thinking about a mental anchor to get you through the day rather than looping self-judgments. Because sometimes when we think about self-judgments, it's not even about that we're judging ourselves, but we loop the judgment. It goes on an instant replay and it just plays over and over and over and over and over again to where, okay? I hope that people are calling me, so I hope that didn't, I hope y'all can hear me. But yes, so looping our self-judgments is also a huge part as to why we continue in that moody day, right? That's why we have one thing that happens early in the day and now our whole day is shot, because now our mindset has gotten us to a point where we're judging ourselves and we're replaying over and over and over again. Now also, it could be where something happened to you or someone did something to you which has misregulated your mood, and then now you are replaying that scenario, what you could have did or what you should have did or what you should have said in that, and then you loop that, and that just kind of continues to the point where your mood is just shot for the rest of the day. So I say all of that to say, regulating your self-compassion in those moments and regulating that mindset, that judgy mindset that you may have about yourself and those self-judgments is a great thing to end on, because it's like at the end of the day, my mood is going to shift. My mood is going to go from here to there. It's going to ebb and flow. but that's a common human experience. I'm not broken. I'm just being who I am as a person, right? I'm not the only person that has mood shifts. Every person in the world experiences this. So keep that in mind. I'm going to practice some compassion for myself. Okay? Um so yes, I hope this is helpful, y'all. That was steps 1 through 5. That was one, name your mood and give it language. Number 2 was ask yourself why and be curious about your mood. Number 3 was where is it showing up for you right now? Start with your body and then to your brain or your mental. Number 4 was what do you need right now? What's necessary? And then number 5, remove self-judgments. Okay, so we have 5 affirmations that I would love to give you and for you to take away in regards to the topic. Feel free to use the affirmations however you wish to. You're welcome. Feel free to use the affirmations however you wish to. You can write them down. You can journal them. If it's something that you want to recite in the mornings, however you want to do it, feel free to do that. Also, if you feel the need to change the language in the affirmation, please do so. This is just a framework. And then if it's only 1 or 2 that you want to walk away with, that's fine too. But I hope that these were helpful. And there are 5 here. Let me make sure that I have, there are 5 here to take away. The first one is, yes, I don't need to perform happiness. My heaviness is temporary. I don't need to perform happiness. My heaviness is temporary. I don't need to perform happiness. My heaviness is temporary. Okay? So understanding that just because you feel this way doesn't mean you have to perform. Okay? We talked about last week embracing authenticity and those masks that we tend to wear in different situations and environments. And I recommend to go back and watch that live if it's something that you're looking to work through. But we feel a lot of times we feel like just because we're in a moody situation that we have to pretend that everything's okay. That we got to pretend that we're happy. That we have to pretend that this is going to be, that we're happy, right? Like keeping that in mind, you don't have to pretend or perform. Your heaviness can be there, right? Yeah, you want to be positive, right? You want to look on the bright side. You want to think and have a positive mindset, but you don't have to perform the happiness. You don't have to perform it to try to make people feel like or think that you're happy when you're not. Okay? If someone says, "How are you doing?" and you're like, "Oh, I'm good, I'm all right," and you know for a fact that you're not, you don't have to do that. Just say, "Hey, today's been a rough day, but it's going to get better." You can have a positive mindset, but you don't have to perform. Okay? That was number 1. I don't need to perform happiness. My heaviness is temporary. Number 2, my emotions aren't problems to solve, but pieces of me to listen to. My emotions aren't problems to solve, but pieces of me to listen to. My emotions aren't problems to solve, but pieces of me to listen to. I say this all the time. Our emotions are teachers, right? Our emotions teach us what we need, what we desire, or what we're experiencing day in and day out. It teaches us about us. It teaches us about others. It teaches us about our progress, right? So it's not necessarily a problem or an issue that you want to solve when it comes to your feelings and emotions. It's more so of what are my emotions teaching me about me? What are my emotions teaching me about my environment? What are my emotions teaching me in regards to my character? What are my emotions teaching me in regards to the people that are around me? What are my emotions teaching me about my boundaries, or whether I have them or if I don't have them? So our emotions are teachers. It's not something that you have to fix or you have to solve necessarily. It's more so of what am I learning about? What is my emotions teaching me? Okay, I know that we have a desire to change our feelings or to change our emotions, but really what we want to do and focus on is changing our mindset. Okay, if we change our mindset, then our feelings and emotions over time will begin to evolve and mature to the point where now us trying to solve the emotions are now solved and technically because we've shifted our mindset. I heard someone say, I think this might have been Pastor Jerry Flowers, I think, but he talked about how our emotions and our thoughts, really, our thoughts are parents and our emotions are children, right? And the more that we work on fixing the parent, they will start to raise the children differently. Okay? So I'll say that again. If we start to change and shift the parent, they will begin to raise the children differently. Okay? So if we focus on shifting and changing our thoughts, it will begin to raise our emotions differently. Okay? So it's just like a parent and a child. If a parent begins to heal, then it will begin to heal automatically the child, right? Same with our thoughts and our emotions. If we start to heal the thought, then we'll start to heal the emotions. It's just like when we talk about like when you're on a plane and they tell you to put your mask on first before you put the mask on others. You have to start here, and your emotions are just flowing out what's up here and what's in here, right? So all of it's connected. Your heart, your mind, and your emotions. It's all connected. Okay? So start with your mindset. Your emotions will follow. That was long-winded, but I hope that I hope that was helpful. That was number 2. My emotions aren't problems to solve, but pieces of me to listen to. Number 3, my energy is low, but my value is not. I give myself what I need today. My energy is low, but my value is not. I give myself what I need today. My energy is low, but my value is not. I give myself what I need today. Okay? Sometimes we get into these states where we feel like we're exhausted, but we have to be productive. And because we're not being productive, now my value is shot. Not the case, y'all. Okay? We can't pour from an empty cup. So if you have, no energy, how are you going to pour from that? If I have this bottle of water and it's this much, I'm not going to be able to fill a tub with this. Like, just think about it. If my productivity was I need to fill this tub full of water, but this is what I got, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do with that? Okay. Hi, Manny. Welcome in. What are you what are you gonna do with that? You can't fill a tub with this. So if you have your energy is low, if your energy is like this bottle, okay, and you are trying to be productive with that little bit, it doesn't mean that your value, the water's still good, right? The water is still tasty. It's alkaline water. It's still good. It's just not enough. Okay? So just because you have low energy, it doesn't mean that your value is depleted. It just means that you have to give yourself what you need. Okay? It just means that you have to fill yourself back up. You got to fill the bottle back up. All right? Now, if you fill this bottle back up, you still ain't going to be able to fill a tub, but you get what I'm saying. You get it. Okay? So I hope that this is helpful, y'all. Don't beat yourself up because your energy is low. That just means that you're depleted and you need to refill. And we're all human. We are experiencing this human life all together, right? So that just means that you're not broken. It just means that you have to refill. And there is nothing wrong with that, okay? Especially if you're trying to fill, a tub with this, all right? That was number 3. My energy is low, but my value is not. I give myself what I need today. Number 4, it's okay if I'm not okay, and I'm still allowed to take up space. It's okay if I'm not okay, and I'm still allowed to take up space. It's okay if I'm not okay and I'm still allowed to take up space. It's okay to take up space, y'all. When you need help, when you need aid, when you need recuperation, when you need restoration, when you need all of these things, it's okay to take up space. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to reach out to people. It's okay to be honest with how you're feeling. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, again, I've said I feel like a broken record, but when it comes to a common human experience, people can identify with that. Now, when it comes to taking up space, you want to do that in the right spaces. You don't want to set it up to where you take up space in a space that isn't conducive to what you need. Sometimes we run into situations where we take up space with the wrong people. We take up space with the wrong environments. You want to use your discernment and know, who you can go to and who you can confide in, and who's going to be empathetic but also tell you the truth, right? That's what you want. But you are allowed to take up space. And it's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to tell people that you're not okay. All right? I know we may have that same response of like, I'm fine, I'm good, life is life, and okay. But if you need space and if you need to confide and you need support, ask for that. Okay, because if you can imagine, if you go to someone that you love and that they love you and they can give you that space, and you go to them and you tell them, you know what, I'm not okay. Like if my friends or my sisters or whatever, or my family or anybody, even a coworker, if someone was to come to me and say, you know what, I'm not okay today, my first response is like, oh, I'm sorry. What do you need? What do you need from me? How can I help? What kind of support do you need? Do you just need me to listen? Do you just need me to, do you need something from me? Want me to get you something? Like there's so many different ways that could go. But if it's a safe space, if it's a space that you can go to, it's okay to take up that space. Okay? People be more than happy if they love you and you love them, and it's a common ground. People will be happy to allow you to have some space. Okay? So that was number 4. It's okay if I'm not okay, and I am still allowed to take up space. It's okay if I'm not okay, and I'm still allowed to take up space. Number 5, and this is the last one, y'all. I can shift my mindset without shaming my mood. I give myself grace. I can shift my mindset without shaming my mood. I give myself grace. I can shift my mindset without shaming my mood. I give myself grace. And that's really just a matter of, you can make changes without beating yourself up, y'all. You can make adjustments without beating yourself up. There is no room, that goes back to the judgments. There is no room to add self-judgments to how you're already feeling, okay? Self-judgment does not, like I said, self-judgment does not heal, okay? Accountability heals. I'll be very honest about that. Accountability heals, but self-judgment does not. And this is why. Self-judgment comes from a place of discouragement, where accountability comes from a place of growth. Okay, so it's all about the intent, right? So if you intend to bring yourself down and give yourself a doom and gloom, and just sit in it and wallow in it, in your self-judgments, that's one thing. Now, if you're looking to hold yourself accountable because you want to be better, you want to be honest with yourself, you want to trust yourself, you want to build dependability and trustworthiness within yourself, that's one thing, okay? But if you are having these loops of self-judgments over and over and over and over again, to the point where it's leading you to depression, it's leading you to loneliness, it's leading you to frustration, it's leading your mood into more detrimental things that are not helpful, that's something different, okay? So you can shift your mindset without shaming how you feel. You can shift your mindset without beating yourself out, without judging yourself, without contentment. You can do that, right? Give yourself grace. All right. It's a common, again, I feel like a broken record, but it's a common human experience to have mood shifts. Okay. But you don't want to take it out on yourself to the point where it makes the mood shifts even more to sadness and depression and anger and hopelessness, because that could easily happen. Okay? So, removing self-judgment while still holding yourself accountable without shaming your mood, but focusing on the thought, right? The thought is the parent, the emotions are the children. Change the thoughts, then you change how you raise the children. Okay? So I hope this was helpful, y'all. That was number 5 as far as the affirmation. I'll start with number 1. Number 1 was, I don't need to perform happiness. My heaviness is temporary. Number 2, my emotions aren't problems to solve, but pieces of me to listen to. Number 3, my energy is low, but my value is not. I give myself what I need today. Number 4, it's okay if I'm not okay, and I'm still allowed to take up space. And number 5, I can shift my mindset without shaming my mood. I give myself grace. I hope this was helpful. You will have a meditation on this topic this week, and then there should be a few others that's going to come up. I'm going to be out of town this weekend, so you won't get a live next week, but we will do a poll for the following week. So definitely look out for that. If you have not already, go to haveninspired.com and sign up for the newsletter. I send out a newsletter every Wednesday for mindfulness tips, and then also just to follow up on the live. So definitely do that. And I hope this was helpful, y'all. If you have any ideas as far as like our next lives, please put them in the comments, or after this is posted, because the playback will be posted. Please add that in the comments, so that way I can add that to the poll. But other than that, y'all all have a great rest of your night, and I will see you not next Monday, but the following Monday for our next live. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Bye.